Okay, great. So today we are going to begin with the cross price elasticity concept, and
Okay.
we'll be doing this one today first.
Yes,
So,
sir.
cross price elasticity XED.
Yes, sir.
Yes, what is it?
According to my knowledge, it's the responsiveness of the changes in price. No, it's the responsiveness of the quantity demanded of one product due to the change in price of another product of a substitute.
Perfect. So I usually I write like this: the responsiveness of demand of product A due to a change in price of product B. So product A and product B. So this is probably product A. Okay, this is too dull. And this is product B. Right?
Yes, sir.
Formula.
I think the formula for this one was the percentage change in quantity demanded of one product divided by the percentage change in price of the other product, right?
Yes. Percentage change in quantity demanded of product A due to the percentage change in price of product B.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm going to give you a question.
All right, so
Increase in price of tea from $20 per kg to $25 per kg, and amount purchased of coffee increased from 200 kg to 250 kg. Find XED. Please do that.
yes, sir. Okay, so the answer that I'm getting is one. Just one. The XCD is one.
The answer is
One.
one, exactly one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. No problem. It is going to be one.
Yeah.
It is fine. No problem. Okay. So the answer that we have is equals to 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. So there is a note as well.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. There is a note that XED is when it is positive,
Yeah.
we are talking about what? And when it is negative, we are talking about what?
When it's positive, we talk about close substitutes. When it's negative, we talk about weak substitutes.
What?
Is that not it? Like,
When it's positive, it substitutes. When it is negative, it's complement. How come it is a
oh
weak
yeah, yeah, yeah.
substitute?
Yeah, yeah, it's compliments, compliments, sorry.
Yes, substitutes and the
Compliments.
complements. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this was a note very important here. And now we will be moving on to the next part. Okay. Types of XCD on the basis of the sign. The first is a positive XCD, which is a substitute. It means
Yeah.
that what does this mean? This means what? Increase in price of product it leads to an increase in quantity demanded of product.
Yeah. It's
So
a
in
positive relationship.
yes, increase in price of product A leads to an increase in quantity demanded of product B. Right?
Yes, sir.
So this simply means that if the price of A product increases, the quantity demanded of product B
Increases as
increases.
well.
Example, give me an
Okay.
example.
I'm gonna use an old example. I already gave this one to you, but Adidas and Nike, yeah, they both are it's like close substitutes. So it's going to be like if the price of Adidas was to rise, then the quantity demanded for like Nikes, for example, the shoes would increase as well.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's like a proportional relationship, basically.
So what sort of a curve there is going to be?
A curve. I think it was going to be. Oh wait.
Let's say look at
Price.
this Coke and Pepsi, and according to this, just price of Coke and quantity of Pepsi. What sort of a curve there is going to be of
It's going to be upward sloping then, right? Because as price of Coke is increasing, the quantity of Pepsi is also increasing.
like this?
1 second. This is rising. I think so, but also isn't this? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
This is a
is.
demand curve. How can a demand curve be upward sloping? If we have studied that when the price rises, the quantity demanded falls.
Yeah.
So here the price is rising and the quantity is rising. How can this be a law of demand?
Hmm.
So if the price of Pepsi is rising, the quantity
Yeah.
demanded of Pepsi should go down. So why is it happening like this?
Because is it because we're talking about two products, not one?
I said when the price of Pepsi is rising, the quantity demanded should go down. So what should be your counter argument? Which product's
So
price is rising? Pepsi?
the price of Coke is rising, so the quantity of
Exactly.
Pepsi is going to increase.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So when law of demand is the same. If we
yeah,
were talking about Pepsi,
yeah.
it would have been like this. But
Yes,
we are
sir.
not talking about the price of Pepsi. We are talking about an external factor, a rival product
Yeah.
whose price is increasing.
Yes, sir.
So that's why the impact is fine. I confuse you and you get confused. Why?
Takes me a bit of time to like process what the person is asking.
Okay, good. Okay, so this is the quantity, and then, oh my God, why I've moved this? Okay. And then we have, let's say the price has gone up and the quantity has also
Gone up, yeah.
increased. Yes. So this is a right diagram. No problem with this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, you can make this and then we'll move forward.
Done, sir.
Done? Okay,
Yeah,
great. So moving forward to the negative XED, which is the
yeah.
complements. So here, increase in price of product A,
Will result in a decrease in quantity demanded of product B.
decrease in demand for product B. So price of A is increasing, but the quantity demanded of B is decreasing.
Decreasing.
Okay, so example first, because this example is not completed. I have to, there's a typo error. I
Okay.
have to,
If I had to give an example, I would give like cinema tickets and popcorn. Because if cinema tickets, the price for cinema tickets was to rise, people obviously who will go to the cinema to watch the movie would also buy popcorn with it. So if the price of the tickets was increasing, automatically the quantity demanded of popcorn is going to decrease.
okay. So cinema ticket price going up, resulting in the
Quantity demanded of
popcorn quantity demanded going down, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, so there was, this question was the price of basically the vaccines
Okay.
and the quantity of pet you are having.
Okay. The quantity of pet? I don't understand.
Yes,
Wait. Um.
the number of pets that you will have.
Okay. 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 Yeah. So the prices are
If
going
the
to
vaccines
increase.
will become really expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So for this one, it's like if there's an increase in price of one variable. Okay. Right. So this is increasing. This is going to. Then it is going to be downward sloping, right?
Always just try to remember this. Negative relation downward. Positive relation upward, right?
Okay.
Always remember this
Yes, sir.
so that you can answer it without even thinking too much about it. So this is demand. So if the price is let's say somewhere here, and the quantity demanded is here. If the price will increase, the quantity demanded will fall,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can do this and then we'll move forward to zero XCD. Are you doing the work on the workbook?
Yes, sir.
Very good. It makes it easy to note down everything because most
Yeah.
of the things are already there.
So I'm done.
So zero XCD unrelated goods.
Okay, yeah, unrelated goods. It's basically like if the price of one good is going to increase, the quantity demand of other good is going to stay the same because they're unrelated. They're not in the same market and in the same industry. So if it's there's not going to be any effect basically.
Perfect. So increase or decrease in price of product A will have
No
no
effect.
impact on quantity
Demanded of product B.
demanded of product B. My guy made a very funny mistake here when he was preparing this. Actually, here the quantity was of apples,
Oh, it became
and he
people.
and he and he wrote it people.
Yeah, that
So
seems so like
quantity
farmer.
demanded of quantity demanded of people. So he made this mistake. No problem. We are going to just make it right here.
Yeah.
So it's going to be here. I mean, how? He was, when he was I asked him to make this, because there are people in my office, they do these things. So I asked him to make this looking
Yeah.
at my own notes. So when he was
Oh,
looking at my notes, so there I know my writing is not that good, but it can't be that bad that I've
yeah,
written
it's not
apples and
bad.
he's and he's written people.
Oh my God, people.
Okay. So how is the curve going to be?
Okay, so for this one, increase or decrease in price of A will have no impact on B. Okay. It's either going to be horizontal or vertical, right? So,
Okay.
let me see. Increase or decrease in price of this. It's going to be vertical, right? Just a vertical line.
Yes,
Yeah, because even the price is going to increase or decrease, the quantity demanded is constant. It's not changing.
exactly. So the quantity is going to stick,
Yeah,
whereas the price,
it's going to keep
it
fluctuating.
exactly. It doesn't matter if it is decreasing or it is increasing.
Increasing.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So example, I should also write it here because, example, you have to give me something different from this.
Okay, so if you were to say, for example, the price, if like the price of, for example, blankets was going to change, how will that affect the quantity of like a gaming PC? That would have no, there's no correlation basically between the two.
Blankets and gaming PC. Right. Good. So we are here done with our cross price elasticity of demand.
Okay.
So you can just do this and then we'll move forward to price elastic supply.
Awesome. Okay, I'm done, sir.
Okay. Price elasticity of supply.
Yeah.
Yes. This is what is this?
Okay, so this is basically the responsiveness of the quantity supplied due to changes in price.
Yes. Due to change in
Price.
formula of PES.
Okay, this would be percentage change in quantity supplied over percentage change in price.
Yes. Right. Oh, is it S? It is S. Okay. So table here. We have the price, we have the quantity supplied, we have the old value, and we have the new value.
Yeah.
It is $3. It is $6. Okay. So if I say, can you do this question?
Yes, sir.
Can we find the right PES for this question?
Wait, sir, this in this what you showed is that as price is increasing, the quantity supplied is decreasing. But
Yeah.
according to the law of supply, it's the opposite. The
First, I
proportion.
said that can we do this question? You said yes. Then I said that can we find the right yes for this? Then you thought that there must be something. Okay, good. Now you have become a bit clever. Good. Okay, so now if I make it like
Yeah, now it's fine.
I make it 80, right? Now it's fine, right?
Yeah.
Now you
Yes.
can do it.
Okay, so I got 0.6.
This is fine. This is fine. The answer is 0.6. So it is what?
It,
Elastic and elastic what?
it's basically price inelastic because it's
Right.
lower than one.
Okay, great. Now if we move on to the elastic supply, it is usually greater than one.
Yeah.
So what do we say? The large change or the small change?
So basically, in elastic supply, a small change in the price will result in a large change in the quantity supply.
Right. Small change. in price results in a large change in quantity supplied. How the curve is going to be?
Okay, for this, the curve is going to be, if there's a small change in price, it's going to be a little, it's going to be upward sloping, but a little
Mhm.
to the uh,
Horizontal or vertical?
horizontal, sorry, yeah, horizontal way, a little to the horizontal side.
Yes. So it's going to be like this.
Yeah,
Okay. So if this was the price before
yeah,
and QS1, now the price has increased.
a little bit, but the supply will increase by a lot.
Yes. Now, what could be the example for this?
Examples, okay, I would say, mm, what I have seen is people, it's kind of like if people find like chicken expensive, they
Mm.
will either switch to like fish or mutton or beef. It basically like depends. If they will find one type of meat expensive, they will basically switch to that type of meat. That I feel like, because I see my own parents doing it. It's like if there's a small fluctuation, they'll go to like another mall just to get like cheaper chicken and stuff. So I feel like,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm. But there's a problem with your example. You're talking about the demand of people.
Oh yeah, oh my god. Why am I so dumb? Okay, okay. Wait, let me think then. Okay, so the price is increasing, the supply also increasing. I think for this one, oh yeah, wait, I think it's like I see my mom buying like eggs, and there's like if there's even though the price is going to increase, maybe like from 12 eggs, they'll go to 24 eggs. So they'll basically like give you a more supply of eggs, even though the price kind of rose a little bit.
Because the product, most of the time the product should be a mass produced good,
Yeah, it should be mass produced.
right?
Yes, sir.
Because that you cannot do with a product which is a customized one.
Yeah,
That a little bit
you can't do
increase
that.
in the price and you want to supply more and more. No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can't
you
do
would
that.
only do for a product which is a mass produced. So mass produced goods, such as we were talking about the drinks and all those things.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, okay, just do this and then we'll move to inelastic.
So in the elastic basically talks about like products which are kind of in bulk, right? Because for them it's like if there's a small increase in the price, the supplier will start to kind of provide more quantity of it for you, yeah.
In the inelastic,
In elastic.
you come again with the question.
Because I was asking mass produced, so would it be products which are like in bulk? Like for example, like packs, like maybe basically like family packs of a specific food or a specific drink. Because for them, it's like as the price kind of increases, the suppliers will start to give like a more quantity of that good. So
Hmm. I didn't get it. That the price is going to increase, then what is going to happen to the supply?
basically, like okay, I'll take you through an example. It's like if you go to a grocery and you see like like a 12 pack or 16 pack of like Pepsi, like drinks,
Hmm.
right? So it's like they will be expensive, but in turn for that, it's like the supplier is going to give you a higher quantity of Pepsi because it's like in a huge pack. So is that what it means by mass produced?
Yes, and
Yeah.
secondly, one more thing is that in mass production is that a little increase in the price is going to help you because you are selling in a large quantity. You do not need a price to go too high
Yeah.
because when you are producing in large quantity, you can automatically get a huge profit,
Yeah, yeah. Economies of
right?
scale. Yes, sir.
Okay. So inelastic supply is
It's lesser than.
less than one. Okay.
And for
So
this, it's a
yes,
large change in price results in a smaller change in quantity supply.
right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now the supply curve, how will it look like?
So for this one, it's inelastic, so it's going to be. Okay, wait. This is still. Okay, wait. Large change in price. Hmm. It's going to be a bit on the vertical side, upward sloping and a bit on the vertical side, right?
Vertical side, yes. But it will be, upward sloping or downward sloping?
Upward sloping.
Yes, it is going to be upward sloping. So it's going to be like this.
Yeah.
This is price P1 and QS1. And here we have the price P2 and QS2. For example.
Okay, if I had to give an example, I'd give like maybe like customized
Mhm.
products and even in some places like luxury products because it's like even though their price increases a lot, it's like to kind of have that brand image of like inclusive products and stuff, they won't increase the quantity supply that much because it's like kind of a like a limited product basically. If it's a luxury product. So for that, it's like has inelastic supply because even if the price
Well, you're
price was to
talking
increase
from
a
the
lot.
point of view of the demand now. You're not talking from the point of view of supply.
Okay, then so
The
supply.
price is increasing a lot. Why aren't they supplying more?
Um,
A very technical example is there.
okay,
You have to
the
think
price is
about it.
increasing. I think if I had to give an example, when again this is from the demand of this is a demand perspective.
Supply perspective.
Supply. Hmm, not sure an example for this one, but say,
Think about it. The price is increasing. but they are unable to supply it more.
Is it like because of limited resources?
No, we are not going to talk about those determinants like the capacity or the others. We are only going to talk about, okay, I give you a hint, the characteristic of the product. It's the characteristic of the product itself.
Okay. I don't know, but like, um, I
Okay, I give
am
you
going to give an
another.
example. Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
you were
go
going to
ahead.
give an example of?
I'm not sure, but I'll try because when I like basically go to like a iPhone store or like any basically store for like phones and stuff, it's like even though the prices will like rise a lot, they have really less quantity of the of phones. Like if you have to kind of ask them, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's just like one piece left, two pieces left." So is that an example, or
That is
does it not
because
count
of the
as?
demand. That is because the product
Oh,
is demanded too much, no? That's why they have a lesser supply. That
which
is
is
because of the demand. Just give me 1 minute, I have to just pick this.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Yes, Alva. Okay, I
Yes, sir.
am going to help you out here. That the example that you were giving, that was because of the demand. I'm going to talk about fresh
Oh, yeah, that
fruits.
makes sense. That makes sense.
Why?
Because it's like even if the price is going to increase, it's like because they have a limited life. The fresh fruits, basically, they won't be fresh, forever. So, and also it takes time to cultivate them. The suppliers will take time to cultivate
Exactly.
them, so they can't like start producing a lot if the even if the price was to change.
Best. Very good. Both the example takes time to grow
Yeah.
and they perish quickly.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Excellent. So you see, example is best fitting for this in elastic supply, right?
Yeah, yeah. Listen.
Okay, now let's just move on to, okay, you have made the diagram?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, perfectly elastic. supply.
So perfectly elastic is going to be like a change in wait, perfect elastic. So yeah, a change. Wait, no, it's horizontal. Yeah, so a change. Yeah, yeah. Price is going to be constant, but quantity demanded, quantity supply is going to keep changing.
So the supply is at a certain price
Yeah,
only. Supply has the, what you call it. Okay, I just make it simpler because the concept which is coming in my notes as well about the capacity, we're not going to talk about it right now. We're going to talk about indeterminate because it will just make it more confusing here. I'm just going to
mm,
simply say that the price is constant, but supply keeps on changing.
yeah.
Quantity supplied keeps on changing.
This is going to
Okay,
be a horizontal graph. It's horizontal. Yeah,
okay,
because price is constant, but quantity supply keeps changing.
perfect. It is going to higher quantity supplied, or it is going to lower quantity supplied. Example.
Here the price is same, but the quantity supply is increasing or decreasing. Okay.
I'm unable to hear you. There's like it's very low, the voice.
So you can't hear me? Can you hear me
Yes,
now?
yes. Now it is clear. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so the price is same, but the quantity supplied keeps changing. Okay. Um, I'm not sure, but like if you take milk, because for some it's like when I go to the supermarket, it's like if the milk price is same, it's sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not there because they have expiry dates again. The milk, right? So does not make sense or is that a wrong
But that is
example?
not perfectly. That I agree with you. But having it perfectly elastic, not being able to supply more or supplying too much. Usually because there is a link to the price, usually.
Yeah.
But what is this causing them that they are not the price is constant, but they still want to supply more of the product, let's suppose.
Okay.
Why they are supplying it more?
Maybe it's because maybe I'm not sure, but like if I kind of relate to what I've learned in business, it's like if they have excess inventory and they want to sell it, like
Yes,
the price would be the same, but they would start supplying more.
bang on. Very good.
Yeah.
Perfect example. So you have a huge stock available,
Yeah.
so sold without increasing the price.
Yeah.
Okay. Now coming to the perfectly inelastic supply, which is going to be equals to zero.
Yeah, zero. So in this, basically, it's like the price keeps on changing, but the quantity supplied is going to be constant.
Change in price have no impact
On quantity supplied.
on quantity supplied. Okay,
The graph is going to
great.
be vertical. It's vertical.
It is going to be vertical like this, and
Yeah.
we have the price P1, and we have the quantity supplied, which is constant.
Yes.
Now the price has probably decreased, or the price has increased. Okay. Reason. Example. We need to have an example here.
Okay. So, hmm, but this price fluctuates with supplies. So, hmm, okay, for this one, I feel like they can't increase the supply and stuff because they don't have adequate resources to increase supply. Is that the reason? Because they don't have like either available resources, they don't have enough capital. Is that the reason that they can't increase supply?
No, something else.
Okay.
This could be part of the determinants, but there we talk about from a general point of view. Here we have to be very specific, and it is perfectly inelastic.
Okay. So, hmm, okay. So why does supply not change? Okay. Um,
Yes.
if I say perishable, it's like the same, basically the same point again, right? So it won't count.
Yes.
Hmm, if they, I'm not sure. I keep connecting it with inelastic again and again.
Mhm. Think about it. Think about it.
I'm not sure if this is correct, but like I have seen this in spices that it's like when they like rate and stuff, sometimes the price can increase and decrease, but the supply will kind of be the same. It's not just gonna be the same, but the price keeps increasing and decreasing. Is that because there's more demand and less supply?
Mhm. But why is it happening? Like you saying that the price is increasing or decreasing?
Yeah, it will. It will. Most of the times, it actually increases, but like the supply, most of the times, like remains the same. So I think it's because mm, I don't want to connect it with supply demand. So I'm trying to think of another reason. Mm, I'm not sure. My mind is not working today for some reason.
No problem, no problem. Okay, if I should I give you a hint?
Yeah.
Concert hall.
Oh yeah. In that, it's like the concert tickets would keep increasing and decreasing, but the supply of the concert tickets would stay the same because there's only like adequate space. Like there's not space for, it's not unlimited space in the concert hall. So because of that, there can only be like, a limited amount of tickets. So because of that, the prices can't fluctuate.
Yes.
Okay, that makes
Yes,
sense.
this could be a reason that the concert hall that, they have a specific seating capacity. They
Yeah,
cannot accommodate more than that. So
yeah,
even though the price goes up, they cannot afford any more entry
yeah.
into that, right? So that
Yes,
is
sir.
a problem that actually they are facing, right? Do you get that?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is it about this. So we are going to just write the example here. So
Yes, sir.
concert halls that. Okay, give me an example again. You can relate it with the concert.
Okay. Um, I think also I'm not sure, but like in the concert hall, it's like sometimes they will give you like drinks, they will serve food and stuff. There, actually I've never seen a concert hall like that, but I think it can happen maybe. Um,
Hmm.
it's like if all the people in there have this one area where they go and buy food, the prices in that stall of the food might increase and decrease, but the supply is going to be limited because there's only limited people in the concert hall. Does that make sense or no?
Mm, no, something related to the seating.
Seating. Okay. Hmm. Okay.
Something
If
related to seating.
it's about seating, then um, what else is there in a concert hall? I'm
The
trying to think.
cinemas, if they have a
Oh
specific
yeah,
seating capacity,
yeah, yeah. Cinemas as well. Yeah, cinemas also have
right?
that.
So it
Yeah,
doesn't
even
matter.
even like a game, like a cricket match or like a football match,
Yes,
games like that. Yeah.
exactly. Wherever the seating concept can be, added.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, now moving to the unitary elastic. Okay, by the way, uh, tomorrow I don't know whether I will, be able to give you more time. So is it possible that we, continue this class further?
Yeah, it's fine, sir. No problem.
It's fine? Okay,
Yeah,
well, so that we can, cover up for the class that you weren't able to take.
yeah, it's fine, sir. No problem.
So we can, at least finish this chapter and then we'll see that how much time is left. Then we can,
Yeah,
add that time to another class as well. Not going to be a problem,
yes,
right?
sir.
So
Yes.
unitary elastic.
Okay, it's going to equal to 1, and it's basically going to be that the percentage change in price is going to be proportional to the percentage change in quantity supply.
Yes. So the change in price leads to this seems to be, more of an unrealistic situation. So not
Yeah.
going to discuss much of about the examples here. Proportionate change in quantity supplied. So how it is going to be?
Okay, the graph is going to be like, mm, okay, this is like, uh, you taught me two ways. It can either be a curve or
Hmm.
it can either be just
A straight
a
line.
line. Yeah, straight
But
line.
usually here we use a straight line.
Yeah, straight line is for the graph. It can be like downward, like um, basically like a semicircle here. and then that would explain. And then,
Yes,
or it can just be a straight downward sloping line.
exactly.
Yeah.
So height is going to be
Um,
straight line, starting from
it can
origin.
start from like maybe the line below P, the line
The
below
origin
P.
like
From there,
this, isn't it?
wait, if it's like this, it's gonna be like P isn't this much.
I can make this for you so that you can see that is the difference
Mhm.
equal or not.
No, it's. I don't think this is the graph because it's supposed to be like, for example, if the price increases a bit, the quantity supplied is going to increase by the same amount. Oh yeah, then this is. Oh yeah, yeah, it's correct then, because I keep removing demand, but according to the law of supply, this is correct. Yeah, yeah, this is
Yes, so
correct.
this is correct
Yeah,
now. That almost the same amount of change that we see here on
yeah,
both the sides. This seems to be a bit, curved, so I'm going to just make it straight. Okay. So seems to be straight, isn't it?
yeah,
Seems to be at least.
yeah,
Okay, great. So this is good. Okay, so now moving forward to the determinants of price elasticity of supply,
okay,
right?
yes, sir.
Just give me 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. I'm just coming.
Yeah, okay.
Mm. Here we're coming back. So availability of stock of finished goods. So this I am going to, the way of doing this is that I'm going to write it here in elastic
Yeah.
and elastic.
Uh, if it's elastic, it's basically it means they have stock. They can increase supply. But if it's inelastic, then they can't increase it.
They can't increase if they don't have it. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is fine. If stock is available
Yeah.
and if stock is not available.
Yes.
Very nice.
Okay. Then degree of unused or spare production capacity. This basically means like they have excess resources and stuff, right? Excess labor,
Yes.
excess resources, all of it. Okay. So inelastic would be if they don't have spare capacity, if they're at full employment at that time. And elastic is like if they do have spare capacity. For example, they can hire more workers, or some of the workers have, learn new skills, they can increase output. Or if they have, for example, they found like a new, let's say if they found like a new like natural resource, like the discovery of a natural resource, then they can increase production. So that would be elastic.
Yes. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. So if air capacity is available and if spare capacity is not available.
So did you switch them?
Oh, what I have done, I have to switch them, both of them,
Yeah.
right? So, okay, I'm going to just keep this elastic and keep this inelastic. Again here as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to keep it like this now. Elastic and inelastic.
Okay, so elastic time period required to adjust scale of production. So this I don't really understand. Like, what do you mean adjust the scale of production?
Yes,
What
but
do you mean by like adjusting the scale of production?
scale of production, no? So, whether they have the time to increase their production scale, where they are producing the good, or they don't have it. That is what it
Okay,
means.
so it can be elastic if they have a lot of time to adjust the scale of production, but it will be inelastic if they have a limited time period to adjust scale of production. Example, if like maybe if you calculate with demand, obviously, it's like if like the demand goes high, the price is gonna go high, so they need to increase production immediately. So, but that would they don't have the time period for that, so it will be inelastic.
Exactly. So elastic is in the case where it's a short run time period, then it is
Yeah,
inelastic, and if it is a long run, you have more time to adjust the scale
yeah,
of production. So you will have enough of the resources to buy more machines and do all that
yeah.
stuff. Whereas it is going to be in short run, it is not
Uh,
going to be. Right.
yes,
Perfect. So now the next one,
yes, sir.
mobility and availability of factors of production.
Yeah. So mobility is like basically when you can like move the factors of production between different like products or different uses, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if I had to give like For elastic, I would say that they can increase production by, for example, if the labor is mobile, if they basically have, for example, a lot of skills, they can basically produce a lot of products. You're multi-skilled, so that would help them to increase production of more products of theirs. But if it's inelastic, for example, it's like there's no availability, if there's like higher unemployment, and then there's let's say that they just recruited like new employees, they don't have skills, then the supply would be inelastic for a while until they adjust the scale of production. It will be inelastic.
Yes, until they adjust the scale of production. That is very important that, they need to adjust the scale of production. So if they can't,
Yeah.
then obviously uh, they can't have it. No? So because it is then going to be considered as inelastic, right? So this
Yes,
is
sir.
important. Okay, so the next one that we have is, so here we can say simply that it is going to be mobile and available
Yeah.
both.
Yes, sir.
And here it is mobile
Immobile and unavailable.
or hard to get, right? So unavailable,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how firms can make price elasticity of supply more elastic? My first question to you is, why do you need to do that?
I think more elastic
Why
because
there is a
they'll be able
need?
to supply, they will be like able to supply depending on how much the customers demand it. Because in some situations, it's like they want to increase it to gain more profit, but they can't if it has basically if it has inelastic supply. So they won't be able to increase it. So if they want in some ways like more profit, or maybe even more brand image, because if a customer sees that, oh my god, okay, they are going to like respond, like if you want more they're going to give us more, so they can even develop a brand image in that way. So it's like I feel
Hmm,
like because of that they need to make it the supply more elastic, so they can, if there's like for example unexpected changes in demand, they can adjust themselves to those changes in demand. They can basically respond to it, they can be flexible in that.
exactly. So
Yeah.
it means that it is, very important that as a firm, every firm
Yes.
wants to supply more of their product when the price is higher.
Yeah.
But enable how to do it is what we are studying, that how you can make your product more elastic, that if there is a sudden increase in the price, are you ready to
Yes, sir.
supply more? So that is
Yes, sir.
basically going to be explained by this factor. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first one is increase stock. Is it going to help?
Increased stock. Increased stock is like basically what they'll do is that if they at this one point they start producing a lot and there's excess supply in comparison to the demand, they will have basically inventory. And if this is not something perishable, they can kind of keep that inventory for the future if there will be changes in price, changes in demand, and they can basically supply according to it.
Exactly. So more storage space is required. Uh,
Yeah,
mm, so that is important. Then the second thing is that accessibility of the factors of production. We have also talked about it.
yeah.
So in
So in
order
this, it's like
to do this, where should you locate accessible if you want more accessibility of factors of production?
yeah,
Where you should
listen.
locate?
I would say that if you look at it from like the supply, the resources point of view, they should probably like locate to a place which is near the resource to extract it, like for faster extraction, faster production. Or if they can also locate to a place where there's like a higher labor pool, so they'll be able to get more labor
Or they
for
can
production.
locate near the industrial zone. How about that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
There you will get everything around, even the specialist services, which is being given to
yes,
many others. So they will also be given to you as well. Many other firms are also getting benefit out of it. So keep multiple suppliers.
Okay,
Why?
yeah, there's multiple suppliers. You will have an adequate amount of raw materials. So it's like even if you have to at some point increase production, if prices are increasing or demand is like suddenly increasing, you have to produce more. It's like you will have enough resources to be able to produce more. You won't have a lack. It won't be like you won't have excess demand. You will be able to produce to fulfill that demand.
Yes, and that covers your point as well that you also need to be elastic so that you can satisfy the customers on time.
Yes, sir.
Stock orders can be made quickly, so if one is not responding, you can get it from the other.
Yes, sir.
Improve machines.
Okay. For machines, basically like the biggest thing that can either cause inefficiency or efficiency. So it's like if you have more machines, there can be two effects. One is that there can be high efficiency, you can have higher economies of scale, so your costs will reduce, you can automatically kind of increase supply. Um, so yeah, it's like if you have more machines, you will also not have to pay much labor costs. So
Hmm,
you would have lesser costs. So you would have more available for basically, getting resources. So you can easily increase production, make it more elastic.
exactly. So more production in less time.
Yeah.
Train labor.
Okay, yeah, trained labor. If if the labor is not trained, it's like, for example, you just
Like the
recruited a labor and they are still in the training process. Yeah. They, first of all, they can make errors, which would waste the products. It would waste your supply. It could increase your costs. It would be harder for you to increase the supply for consumers. And then also, it's like if they're trained, they can produce products which are not meeting the requirements, so it won't be able to satisfy customers. So that can also affect your supply in the future if the demand was to fall. Your supply can become um, it would not be as demanded in the future if they are not um, trained.
great. So multi-skilled and they will be efficient, they will be more production.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now how government can make price elasticity of supply more elastic. One way is giving the subsidy. What will this do for the firms?
For subsidy, if they're providing a subsidy, it's like basically half, like a lot of the cost will be taken care of by the government for the firm. So they will have lesser costs. So whatever costs
Hmm.
which they've saved up, they can kind of preserve that for getting the factors of production. So they will be able to increase costs. They can do a lot of things actually. They can increase, sorry, not increase costs. They can increase the factors of production. They can have more available for
More
training.
available
They can have,
resources as well.
yeah,
With that
they
money,
have,
you will have more machines. You could supply more.
yes, sir. Yeah.
Right. So supply of firm will increase because of this. Then research and development.
Okay, research
How
and
can this
development.
increase your supply?
Does this talk about researching about like how to make your business efficient or like the
Could be
resources
about the
to
scale of operation, could be
yeah.
about the resources.
So if it's about that, if they somehow have searched up that they found a place where there's a lot of natural resource, they will be able to get more more extraction, more natural resources. They'll be able to increase supply. Even if it's
Hmm.
about how to train labor, how to make them multi-skilled, then that is also going to increase efficiency, cut costs, increase
Hmm.
economies of scale, all of that.
And
And
also making machines more,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
flexible in productivity as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That makes sense too.
So allows for more production using Flexible machinery, better training.
Okay, yeah, if they have better training, it can have like a lot of effects. Like first of all, it will motivate employees, so they
Mm.
will increase production, which can result in lesser errors because they're skilled, and also can
Why the
very
worker will be motivated because of better training?
because they would feel
You're
as
not
if
giving him any money. You're not giving him any bonus. Then why he's motivated?
because I'm bringing so much business into this, but according to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's like their self-esteem needs would be filled because they feel that they're being recognized, that the firm cares enough for them to
But
give good.
training, giving training to them is considered to be part of self-esteem need. Should it be?
I also feel like in some ways it's also like security because it's like if you train them, they will be able to keep their job if they're good at it. But because
You
I feel
studied
like
the Herzberg theory, no?
yes, sir.
So in the motivators, he write personal growth.
Yeah, he writes person.
So personal growth is when you train the worker, he gets a growth. In what
Yes.
terms? Not in terms of the promotion, in terms of his personal growth, that he has something new to write in his CV that now I have this skill as well,
Oh yeah, that makes yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's basically like they can also get promotion from this. They can be self-actualization. It's like it
Mm.
basically uh fills the needs of the employees.
Yes, so you see that they will have something new to add in their CV as well because of this.
Yeah.
So this is if you have to relate it with the business, then Herzberg in Herzberg say the motivator that he talks about is a personal growth that you can add here. So, but you
Yes, sir.
cannot mention any theory there because that's not part of your syllabus. You can't add that.
Yes,
So
sir.
improved quality of labor and productivity, right?
So,
Now let's just move on next part. That is how price income. This is price income and cross elasticities of demand can affect decision makers. So
okay.
first, we are going to look at from the point of view of the firms.
Okay, sir.
When we say the price variations, how it is going to, affect them. Let's say if I say that price elasticity of demand. Okay, fine. Just keep it simple. So tell me that if how the price elasticity of demand is going to help the firms.
The price elasticity of demand, if it's elastic, it's like they will be
How
able
the
to.
price variations can help the firm.
It's like if the price increases, they know that there's a high demand, so their product would generate more profit for them. If the price elasticity of demand is inelastic, that could be like because that means that there's not much change in the quantity demanded, which means that in some ways it can be
Mm,
like a guaranteed, you know, profit place. Like they will keep getting profit from that area because they know that that product is
mm,
inelastic. People will keep buying it despite the price variations. So for that,
mm.
that can be like a guaranteed
So it means that
area of
the
profit.
price elasticity of demand can help. Okay, okay. Your voice just uh went missing, so I thought that you were done with what you were saying.
Oh, okay.
So sorry to interrupt.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, so price elasticity of demand can help to adjust the prices according to elasticities, isn't
Yes, sir.
it?
Yeah.
That's what you were saying, now that if it is elastic, so how should, if his product is having an elastic demand, what should he do? And if it is having an inelastic demand, what should he do? Right? That's
Yeah.
what you were saying.
Yes, sir.
So if I say that the demand is elastic, so should you keep the prices high for your product?
You should decrease the prices because the quantity demanded is going to increase
Should
by
we
a
keep the
lot.
price high if the product is elastic?
No, no, you should decrease it because then it's going to
Yes. So
result in a
price
huge
is
change of quantity demanded.
yes, huge change in the quantity demanded because you cannot afford to have a huge down grading of your demand because of even a little bit of increase in the price. But if
Yeah.
your product is inelastic demand, having an inelastic demand,
If there's an elastic demand, you can
then what?
actually fluctuate prices because the demand kind of stays similar, but it would be still better if you uh actually wait, it kind of depends on the product. But if, for example, you talk about like a fuel, you can increase prices
Hmm.
because the quantity demanded is going to keep it's going to still increase because it's a kind of a necessity. So it's like,
Will it increase? No, it will. It won't increase. It will decrease.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's won't it increase if somehow it's like your income goes up. Okay, then that's income
No, but
elastic.
we are not talking about the income elasticity. You
Yeah,
see,
yeah,
if the price of petrol is going to increase, the quantity demanded is going to fall. But the problem will be that price will increase probably thrice, and only the quantity demanded, a little bit of quantity demanded will fall
yeah,
because
yeah,
people will still buy it, but the demand will still go down. Let's suppose if the prices in your country for the petrol goes really high, so you might, you are not going to say that, okay, fine, I'm not going to go to work because I'm going to wait for the prices to go down. No,
yeah,
you will still go to work, you will still buy the petrol, but you will consume it less. Like you would not probably be consuming it more. How? By just having your car on and sitting in the car and turning on the AC. You wouldn't do all those things. So that is how your consumption of petrol will decrease, but a, a very little bit, not too
yeah.
much. Okay. For example,
Okay, if you say for elastic, it's like if the prices, for example, of like if the price, for example, let's say like a TV goes down, it can result in a
mm,
huge change in the quantity demanded because if it's like it's going to be cheaper than the substitutes, so they would prefer your deal. So if the price gets low, the quantity demand is going to increase by a lot.
okay. But if I ask you to give me an example of a single product
Yeah.
being in working as an inelastic at some times and elastic at some other times.
Oh, okay. Elastic at sometimes. Hmm.
And it act
Something.
inelastic at sometimes and it act elastic at sometimes. Like you could increase the price at some times and you'll have to decrease the price at the other times.
Okay. So meaning the quantity demanded can stay the same, or it can increase or decrease by a lot.
Now,
So
a quantity demanded, you can change the quantity demanded because it is
okay.
linked with the quantity demanded. If it is staying the same, that's not, that's
Yeah.
then we're not talking about a relative concept.
Yeah. So okay. Sometimes elastic, sometimes inelastic. So
Yes.
okay. I'm going to try to think of random things and then try to think if it would be elastic or not. Okay. So fruits can't beat this because they definitely have
Hmm.
fruits. Fruits, I think, have inelastic demand. Fruits, but if the price was to become low, the quantity demanded could go high for fruits, but then it's like that's the only example
But
which comes to
okay,
mind.
I give you a hint. I give you a
Yeah.
hint. You have to see it from the point of view of the demand.
Okay. Okay.
You
For
are
this.
keeping a price when the demand is high and keeping a price low when the demand is low.
Oh wait, I'm not sure this is right, but it's like if it's. I think if, for example, like the season is winter, for winter clothes, at that time they would be inelastic, but then after when it becomes summer, it can become elastic.
But then the supply is also not there, no? You see, you're not going to, you would be mad enough to supply in winters the summer clothes. Like you
Yeah,
could do it
yeah,
like the end season time, but not,
yeah,
in the middle of the season.
yeah. You can do that.
Think about it, the brands doing such a thing that sometimes when they're charging a very low prices at some times. Okay, I just make it even more clear. Like giving you a big hint. Hours, let's say,
Hours.
or days. Some
Hmm.
days or some hours the prices are high, and some days and some hours the prices are low. The
Okay.
timeline in a day.
Yeah, I've never seen that happen in a day. I see that happen like in those in like maybe in a month. There's like a sale at one time, and then there can be an increase at another time. But I usually see sales. I don't see them increasing the prices. I usually see sales happening where they can lower the price, so the demand becomes
Yeah,
elastic.
could be related to that, but just
Yeah,
keeping, not saying like it's a sale thing, but could be part of that. Like sales could also be part of it. Like, okay, fine, giving you another hint. It's not a hint, it's basically, I'm going to give the answer then. It is again talk about cinemas.
okay, for cinemas.
Do they have
Um,
different rates on different times of the days?
oh yeah, for cinemas, it's like in the morning, the cinema tickets tend to be a bit, the price can be lower, but if it's like at night times, it's like at that time, it's usually when people like,
Yes.
sleep from work and they'll come to cinemas.
Weekdays
So at
and
that,
weekends.
yeah, weekends, it is going to be inelastic demand. No, yeah, weekend is going to be, the price is going to be high, but then on weekdays, the price is going to be low.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then the best example to fit in here is the Uber.
Yeah,
High
Uber.
prices during peak hours
Yeah, yeah. During peak hours, basically during when people are
and
like going to
lower
the office.
during the normal hours.
Yeah, it's like at maybe like early hours, it's like people going to the office, going to school. At that time, it would be higher. But if it's like in the evening or at night, it's like late at night, it would be the prices would be low.
Yes, exactly. So you see that, let's say, high prices of Uber during peak hours and low during normal hours, right? Okay. Now, moving forward, PD and total revenue, very
Mhm.
simple relationship.
Yeah.
When it is going to be considered when it is inelastic, what sort of, you see a relationship, and when it is elastic, what sort of a relation there is?
Okay, so between them two, it's like um if it's inelastic, total revenue would like not fluctuate, I think, that much. But when it comes to elastic, there could be a huge fluctuation depending on the price. Because if the price was to increase a lot, sorry, the price was increase a little bit, the quantity demanded was going to, increase or decrease by a lot. That could either
Okay,
increase the
I do
price
one
or
more thing here. One
decrease.
more thing here.
Yeah.
One more thing here. That if you have to advise a producer
Yeah.
who is having an inelastic product, so how can he increase his revenue? Keeping it
Okay.
simple.
If he has inelastic, that means that his quantity demanded is kind of staying the same, meaning that the revenue is not increasing by a lot. It's like because he has that, he can increase it by a lot
Mm.
if he makes it elastic. So
How?
I think he can make it elastic by,
No,
uh,
why does he need to make it elastic? I'm talking about price elasticity of demand, not the supply.
okay, yeah, if he makes it elastic, it's like if there's a small change in the price, there would be a huge change. There can be a huge increase in profit for him. If
No, no,
there's a,
no, Arva. I'm saying that I am a producer of a product and my product is inelastic demand.
yeah,
My product is having an inelastic demand. What do you suggest? What should I do to increase my revenue? Should I
okay,
increase the price or should I decrease the price?
okay. If it's inelastic, I think the price should be for inelastic, and the price should be reduced because if he was to reduce the,
Allah, Arwa. My
but
product is having an inelastic demand.
okay, wait. If it's inelastic demand, it's like the okay. So
It's a
yeah, so
need or an addictive product. Should I increase the price or decrease the price to make more revenue?
oh, okay. If you want to make more
Yes.
revenue, you need to then you need to decrease the price. People are gonna buy it more, right?
Oh God, my product is inelastic. People are still going to buy it, and
Oh yeah. Okay, okay,
if I
yeah,
decrease the price, still the
yeah,
quantity is going to remain same or a little bit increase in that. That is not going to help me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
So my inelastic product means that if I reduce the price, my revenue will go down. I do
Yeah,
not need to do that. I need to increase the price because people are still going to buy my product.
yeah. Okay, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
What about the elastic?
It's elastic. It's like if you reduce the price, the revenue is going to go up by a lot. If you, yeah,
Yes. Your mind is gone. You're done for the day. I don't think that you even have the energy to study alone now.
no, I have to do that, but I don't know. This is kind of confusing. This topic for me. It takes me time to
No
process.
problem. No problem. No problem. So take your time now rather than answering so quickly. Why don't you take time? I want you to take time. Okay, now you are going to take time when you are going to talk about this. YED
Okay.
and forms. Income elasticity. Now forget what price elasticity you demanded. Forget what price elasticity of supply is or cross elasticity. It's only YED and firms. If there is a situation of economic boom, which type of products demands are going to rise and which type of products will be demanded less? Here I'm talking about
Okay.
luxuries and normal goods versus the inferior goods.
Okay. So this economic boom that means that there's a rise in income. So
Yes,
that would make inferior goods the demand for yeah the demand for inferior goods to go down. The demand
yes,
for normal goods will go up. The demand for
exactly.
luxury goods can also go up.
Very good. So during boom, people demand more luxuries
Yeah,
and normal goods,
rather than inferior
whereas
goods.
less
Inferior
demand
goods.
of inferior goods. So firms should do what in economic boom? Should focus on producing which type of products?
They should produce luxurious and normal goods. Inferior goods, like they should try not to because people would not really buy it. It's going to be a waste for them to just increase their
Y-
own costs.
Yes, because there's not enough demand, right? Okay. Now, economic recession.
Okay. During economic recession, people would have lesser incomes, so they would be not be able to afford luxury and normal goods. So they would prefer inferior goods, which are cheaper, and also their
Mm.
alternatives to normal goods. So they would prefer inferior goods
So, falling demand of luxuries,
and
people,
normal goods, higher demand
yes,
for
and
inferior
normal
goods.
as well.
Yeah.
People buying more inferior goods. Okay. Now, forget about YED, XCD, and firms.
Okay.
Change in
Okay.
price of
By
by
substitute.
substitutes. No, why by substitutes? Of substitutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is cross elasticity. So basically, it's
Coke
like
and Pepsi.
Coke
Talk
and
about
Pepsi.
it.
Okay. So, if basically, let's say we're taking the Coke producer's point of view, it's like if they want to increase their um, uh, XCD, they will have to decrease their prices so that it's cheaper than Pepsi. So people would prefer to buy from the Coke producer rather than the Pepsi producer
Okay,
because it's
if
cheaper.
Coke increases the price, what should Pepsi do?
Pepsi should decrease their price
Why would they decrease it if they have increased the
because
price? They
now if
can
Coke
keep the
increases the
price same and
price,
only advertise it now.
oh yeah, they can do that too. They don't have to decrease it,
They
yeah,
do not have
because
to
Coke has
decrease the
already,
price.
yeah, and Coke already
Yes,
changed their price, so they don't have to.
exactly. So increase sale. Similarly, for the,
Yeah,
if the Coke decreases the price, then okay, yes, here what the Pepsi can do. If Coke, without decreasing the price, you are going to tell me. If Coke decreases price, what can
yeah.
Pepsi do?
If Coke was to decrease its price, Pepsi can um okay, they can, I'm not sure, but maybe they can allow like bulk buying. Would that
Or
not make it
some sort
more,
of discounts sometimes.
yeah, like discounts, yeah. Discounts,
But that is
offers,
not too
sales.
much of an effective policy because you know how
Yeah,
many times you're going to give the discount.
yeah.
So
That
the
would in
consumer
the
is
long
still going
run,
to shift.
yeah.
Yes, what were you saying in the long run? It's an important point. In the long run?
In the long run, it's like they would be facing a loss because they keep giving discounts. They're reducing
Exactly.
their price a lot, so they would.
Exactly. Price changes in complements. If, for example, the price of tea bag falls, what should the whitener seller do?
A whitener seller, I don't think they should change anything because it's a compliment. It's a complete. Oh wait, a tea bag and whitener. So wait, they're not. The compliments are can join
Yes, whitener
demand, right?
seller, he wants to increase sales or not? He
But a
might
whitener
increase
and
sales,
tea
but
bag
how?
are not related, right? So it's like,
Why aren't they related? Whitener is the dry milk.
oh, I don't know that. I thought talking about like the other whitener, the one you use for like mistakes on notebooks and stuff.
No, 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 no. That would have been then non-related goods.
Yeah. Okay. That's how confused. Okay. Um, so for this one, if the price of the tea bags fall, a
How they
whitener,
can increase the sales?
they would okay, so wait, the tea bag price falls and they have joint demand. So if the price for that one falls, the price for this one, I'm not sure, but I don't think they necessarily have to decrease the price because
Yes,
the
no,
the
do not decrease the
price,
price.
yeah,
What else?
They can okay, they can um maybe start maybe like advertisement, and also maybe um
Yes,
building a good
perfect.
brand image. Yeah. Mhm.
Exactly. Advertise more. It's very simple. So if price of tea bag rise, white seller sales may fall. Now what he can do?
Okay,
That's a
so
big problem for him.
yeah, because it's like okay, because he can't basically change for the tea bag. It's just they both are complements. So I think that for the whitener, he hmm, okay. So if the price of tea bags rose, sales will fall for that. Okay.
So what they
Uh,
can do?
Increasing the price is not going to help. That's going to make the problem worse.
Obviously, it is going to make the problem even worse for them.
Yeah. It's going to make it worse. If they decrease the price,
Don't decrease the price. Something
yeah.
else other than
Okay.
decreasing price.
Okay. Okay. If the price of tea bags rise, hmm. It's
Now,
like
if you offer discounts, then what will happen?
okay, in this if you offer discounts, it can be like people would have that thinking that even though the tea bags are expensive, the whitener has become much cheaper. So if I had to like think, I would say that they can have like those offers like two plus one, one plus one, one plus one free,
Yes, special
offers
offers.
offers like
Yes,
that.
because you want them to buy. So if the price of tea bag has gone up, so you will definitely have to drop your give something an incentive sort of a thing so that the consumer still buys
Yeah,
both because you have to compensate him no matter what.
yes, sir.
It's sometimes unfair if the two products are related, but they are not from the same company. So, it's sometimes unfair for the other.
Yeah, it is.
PS and firms. How
Okay.
quickly business adapt to change? If it
Um,
is elastic.
all right. If it's elastic, let's say there's like a maybe, yeah. Okay, I have example. Maybe there's like an economic boom. It's like something just
Mm.
completely out of their control. And if they have a huge inventory, they would be able to, if they because now the demand is going to increase for the income increasing. So they can increase the prices, and they can also with that they can sell.
Why? Why are you increasing the prices? You're not going to talk about any boom or a situation like that. It's just that if your product is having an elastic supply,
Yeah.
will you be able to how quickly you can adapt to a change? By change, I mean the change in the demand. So if the
Okay. Yeah.
demand increases, so will you be able to quickly adjust to that?
Yeah. It will depend on your stock, how much inventory you have. It will depend on basically.
That
Uh,
I'm saying now it is elastic, so it has some qualities like this that you are telling. They have these qualities that they because why are they said to be having an elastic supply? Because they can increase the supply,
yeah, they can increase the supply.
right?
So yeah,
So they can easily respond to
yeah, to
change.
changes in demand.
One thing, so demand is going to increase, so the supply is going to increase, and demand decreasing, so the supply is going to decrease. They can obviously decrease the supply, but that doesn't matter. The point is the first one. Okay, but in inelastic, you may not be able to respond quickly. That is your problem.
Yeah, if they, like the biggest example is fruits. You can't just start, supplying a lot of fruits because you need time for cultivation.
Exactly.
Then the supply goes up.
So supply may be constant,
Yeah.
right? So that would
Yes.
be a problem. Now the last thing. Impact on price.
Okay.
If, let me build up a scenario for you. If demand changes,
Yeah.
the impact on price
The impact on price is because if I had to say, it's like if demand is increasing, the prices, I don't think, okay, wait, let me think. Because according to the law of demand, when prices will increase, demand is going to decrease. So if you see it vice versa, when the prices increase, the demand increases, right?
No, but I'm saying
But
I'm saying that your product supply is elastic and demand has changed, like the demand has increased. Will it
yeah,
impact the price too much or too less?
I think it's not going to impact the price. It's not going to increase by much or decrease by much because you can increase the supply. If you have the stock, right, you would not have to increase the price by much. You might increase it by a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't think we need to
It
increase
will
it
be
that much
much
because
smaller.
yeah,
It will be much smaller.
yeah,
But if demand, let's say if demand increases, I'm going to talk about the same thing. So the
yeah,
price rise
yeah.
by small
Smaller.
percentage because the supply is catering to that demand. If the supply was not able to cater to that demand, then the price would have increased too much.
Yeah,
But if the product that you are selling is having an inelastic supply, and if demand changes, the impact
yeah. So in
on
this, it's inelastic.
price
So
is much higher.
yeah, if demand
Why?
change.
Because the supplier is unable to, meet the demand.
Yeah,
So here
is
the
it?
problem is that increase in demand is met by the supply somehow. So prices are changing, but a little bit.
Yeah, by
Change in
small amount.
price is small because of all of this. But here, there is going to
Demand
be more.
increases, supply is less, so the prices would increase by a large amount.
Yes. So you understand the concept. A bit confusing, but it is, relates to the rise by large percentage. So it simply means that if demand increases and supply may not, let's suppose supply may not, so the
Yep.
change in price will be not. I tell you how this is working. Let's suppose if this is demand, this is supply, this is so the demand has increased
Yes,
and
sir.
supply has also increased with that. So you will
Yeah,
see that there will be probably a little bit increase. But
yeah,
on the other hand, if this is the demand and this is the supply, and demand has increased and supply is unable to increase,
yeah,
so that is only going to result in higher prices because the supply is sticking there.
yeah. It's an elastic. That's
You get that?
yes, sir.
So this is it. We are done with this, but still we are left with the PED and government because there are big graphs here. So I don't
Yeah,
want to do it in rush. So
yeah.
we'll do it in the next class. Just a little bit, 2 pages, and we'll do that in the next class.
All right, sir.
Right. So
Yes, sir.
yes. So our everything understood.
Yes, sir.
But you said yes, sir. But okay, what should I say? Yes, sir. But I tell you this because there were so many concepts flowing from everywhere. So it means that you need to always, you have to revise this because
Yeah.
even though we have discussed it in detail and done it, but then again, you have to keep all of this in your mind and you are going to do it by revising it, right?
Yes, sir. Also, because this is the first time I'm
Will
learning
you
all of
be able
this.
to?
Yeah. Um.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
This is another thing, no? That you are doing it for the very first time. So you haven't also done this in O levels as well. Although it's
Yeah.
not in so much of the detail in O levels, but still it builds up your basis so that you can easily understand things. But you
All
revise
right.
it, and even then, when you find any problem, we can always come back to this chapter, and I can always explain this again to you, right?
All right. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is it for today then.